Hello there YouTube, it's your boy bringing us another deck profile today. It is deck profile Mondays, so every Monday I'm going to post out a modern Yu-Gi-Oh deck build that we're able to have fun with, and this is one of them that I thought I should put to the spotlight today. Last week we had Gladiator Beast. If you guys want to watch that, look at the links in the end or in the bottom of the page, or follow the page. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like for all of the videos that you guys watch. It would, it just means so much to me. And leave a comment. I love when people leave comments under my videos. I like to reply to them. It's pretty cool interacting with the community out there, especially the Yu-Gi-Oh community. You guys are so cool. Everybody in the Yu-Gi-Oh community is so supportive, especially when you go to locals and it's like your first time showing up to a certain spot. People there are so friendly, and I really love the Yu-Gi-Oh community. So again, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But nonetheless, we are trying out this Crimson Resonator card that came out a couple booster packs ago. Apparently it builds this deck and makes this deck so much more better than it once was. And I didn't really know they had this kind of support until I just occasionally ran into it. I was like, what is this deck that I'm seeing? And I was trying to build a Stardust, the Majestic Stardust, the Majestic Shooting Star Dragon that had just came out in Dawn of Destiny, and that one, it takes some brain power to kind of run and kind of decide what you want to do. So I was looking at some ideas on synchros and stuff like that, and I happened to run into a Dark Archfiend Dragon, Dark Dragon, whatever you want to call this deck, Resonator deck profiles, and I was like, what is this? And it looked like so much fun. I really think this deck is a lot of fun, and you get to summon some fucking crazy dragons from like the show from 5Ds. So not only is it nostalgic in a way, but also really fun to use. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and you guys get to enjoy this deck profile. Again, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. It means so much to me. And let's get started with the deck profile. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the main card. This guy literally came out a couple months ago in the new booster set. Brings the whole deck around. He's the greatest starter for this deck. His name is Crimson Resonator. Fucking awesome ass card. You pretty much special summon him. He's like a cyber dragon. You pretty much have nothing first turn. Obviously, you go Crimson Resonator, normal summon at level 4, and you're pretty much off to the horses. You're just fucking popping off already. So this guy is a must at 3. 3 red Resonators. You could run 2, but I feel like maxing them out because we do run our draw power support is the Pot of Desires. So running 3 red Resonators is definitely the way to go in my opinion. You want to see, he's like your second best tuner. So he's pretty cool. Not only does he increase your life points, and if you have to normal summon him because you don't have the special summon, you could definitely do so and then special summon at level 4. So it works out in your favor. He's the second best tutor in this deck, honestly. And running 3 of him, optimizing on him is the best choice. I've seen profiles with 2, but unfortunately with Desires, 3 would be the optimal choice. And you want to see him sometimes, especially if you don't have the Crimson Resonator and you don't have the Searcher. So 3 is optimal. You run 1 Chain Resonator. He's pretty much like your extender on a future turn. You can also use them with the Crimson Resonator's effects. So he gets to bring 2 tuners if you only have another dragon, which most of the time you will have only another dragon in him, which is really cool. So Chain Resonator, he's a 1. Sometimes you need that 1, and the effect is really juicy, so I like that effect as well. Creation Resonator is also at 1. You don't need that many high level tuners. I tried to run another Creation Resonator. I tried to put some sauce into this deck, but just the second one was too cloggy. And again, and then just the 1, it gets recycled so easily. This deck recycled their tuners like crazy. You better special summon them back from the graveyard, add them back to your hand. They're so optimal that it's just this at 1 is just perfect. But you kind of only want to see 1 during your plays. When you special summon the 1, you're not gonna go for another 3 tuner again. I tried going for another 3 tuner again during my combo plays, and it just kind of got stuck there, and I was like, oh, this is pretty bad in my opinion. But 3 is just perfect at certain moments, at certain plays. So just the 1 is fine with me. 2 Synchron Resonators. I was thinking running at 3, but 2 is just fine. He's level 1, so he's not the best. Like, I think level 2 Resonators are like the best ones. Anything like that, level 2, like these 2 right here, are so good at starting your plays. 1, he's alright. He's gonna get an extender. He's a good, one of the good ones to kind of special summon off and build a higher board. But I think 2 is just perfect. You get to search them with Resonator Call if you need to extend, and then again you get to bring them out so easily and recycle them. So 2 is just perfect. The ones that you want to optimize are these 2 right here, just because again these are your starters and these are your extenders, and you don't need that many extenders for the tuners as much as you need the starters to pop off for these resonators. So these are the Resonator package. Again, Crimson Resonator, Red Resonator, Chain Resonator, Creation Resonator, and Synchron Resonator. Up to the monsters that we're using to kind of sync her off. We're going with the Wandering King Walwyn, best card for this fucking deck. Honestly, he needs to be at more. They need to make more of this for this deck, because this guy is too good for this deck. He's literally the heart and soul of your fucking deck when you start synchroing. So really good, really good. One Witch of the Black Forest, also really good. I thought it was very ironic when I saw this as a tech for a lot of decks. When they were building this deck, I'm like, Witch of the Black Forest. I just thought it was so crazy to see an old card just play with it. But I understand completely on why you're using it. Not only is it good to add a hand traps in there, but you can also add any resonators, whether it be your extenders, even Wild Wind. You could add it back. Apparently, as long as it has 1500 and lesser defense, you're pretty good. This one has 1300 defense. This has 11. You could pretty much add any card into your hand. A Nibiru. Just any card in this deck could be added with Witch of the Black Forest, and honestly, you could special summon with Crimson Resonator and go Witch of the Black Forest, and you're already popping off. So, and then even if you go Red Resonator, also special summon Witch of the Black Forest. It's just so good to see this card. It's literally one of the best no level 4s that we have in the deck. I run 2 Performance Hat Trickers. I've seen 1s of it, I've seen 3s of it, and I've seen 2s of it. And honestly, 2 just needs to be perfect. You don't want to see it at 3, you don't want to see it like that crazy, but you do sometimes want to see it. Sometimes you have multiple cards on the field, and just you already wasted a normal summon, you've already wasted a normal summon on anything, just anything that's been normal summon, and you're trying to pop off or trying to get out of a certain board. I just feel like this gets you out of that certain board, and sometimes you just need to see it. Sometimes they'll take out your B sticks and you just have small tuners laying around. These guys come in so much handy. So double Performance Hat Tricks is really nice to see. For the hand traps, you could run a number of hand traps. I run 4 different hand traps, 2 of each, and the reason is mostly because of this bad boy right here, the Chaos Ruler of the Chaotic Demonic Dragon. This guy lets you fucking add any piece that you're missing with its mill or hand trap, and it's so fucking good. So that's why I run all the light and dark ones. I took out Ash. I think people add Ash into their deck. I understand why you add it. I mean, Ash is so generic, but to be honest with you, I optimized the Chaos Ruler on the first turn, and not being able to have Ash, it's kind of a downfall. And I just feel like these hand traps were just way better if I'm able to tech them out, especially at 2 of each. So we'll run 2 of each of these hand traps. The first one is the Miro. I know sometimes it's kind of cloggy on certain decks, but for this deck profile, I feel like 2 is primal. I think 2 is just best because again, if you for some reason if it stays on your fucking hand and you're unable to debure your opponent, but they're able to destroy your Chaos Dragon Ruler Demonic, you're still able to bring them back by removing the Nibiru. So it's not completely dead just because of this card. This card makes this card not dead in certain deck builds. So don't think just because this card you're playing a certain deck, like let's say Shaddolls, I know they don't pop off like crazy, but they are able to build a pretty decent board with just less than 5. Nibiru would still be live because of this Chaos Ruler. You're able to either mill it if you haven't drawn it, or you're able to add it, or you're able to remove it from play just to bring this bad boy back. So Nibiru is optimal. I feel it too is just perfect. Double DD Crow, double Skullmeisters. Thinking of removing the DD Crow and adding a third Skullmeister, but I kind of like the 2's ideas. So right now I'm just running 2 DD Crows, 2 Skullmeisters, and 2 Effectuators. Again, same fucking reason. I might run triple these Skullmeisters, take off maybe take off a 3rd DD Crow and put the Effectuators, but other than that, I feel like this is pretty cool. I like the way it feels. But if you guys do want to make changes to your hand traps, these are definitely the slots to do that for. I mean, obviously your hand traps are very optional in your opinion, but for me, I feel like these are really good, especially when you're trying to kind of use the maximum effect of Chaos Ruler. Then for the spells, we got 3 Resonator calls. Obviously, it's the Resonator deck, so you need to search these motherfuckers. 3 Pot of Desires, which is why we optimize on mostly all of our cards, because we are going to be banishing and milling and stuff like that. So Pot of Desires, really good card. Gonna draw more power. I like it. It's pretty decent. Monster Reborn, for the extension. When you're synchroing, you definitely need to bring back monsters, especially sometimes with level 4s if you need to extend, or even a synchro monster just so you could continue making the bigger monster. Monster Reborn is super clutch. 2 Resonator Command. I've been very critical about this card. I've been thinking about taking it off all in all, dropping it down to 1, maxing out at 3. In the end, I decided 2 is perfect. I just feel like it's so generic just for 1 card, and it's asking for a Resonator. I mean, obviously you're gonna have a Resonator in your hand because of the number that you draw, literally 1/4 of your deck of these Resonators. But it's just asking for so much for 1 card. Sometimes it does come in handy. Sometimes you don't have a level 4 and you do have Resonators. You're able to pitch a Resonator to add the Wild Wind, but I don't know, man. I'd rather take these cards off. Maybe take off one of these and add Tangos. That's just my opinion. But right now, it's working fine for me. But I'm very on the edge of either increasing it to 3, dropping it to 1, dropping it all together, or keeping it at 2. So very optional. If you guys have any opinions on this, let me know. But just very optional on that. And then one of the 5 most important cards that you kind of have a little spice to it. You have the 3 Burning Souls. You could pop off and synchro into your boss boy during your opponent's turn and just stop them from playing Yu-Gi-Oh! For that turn, and then you pretty much get to do your thing. So 3 Burning Souls, and then also synchro call for the same reason as the Burning Souls. You pretty much during your opponent's turn, you want to interrupt them, and these are 3 great interruptions. Not only if you do have the correct amount of synchros, which you might if you start off with Crimson Resonator and any level 4, you pretty much are optimal for Red Dragon Archfiend, King Calamity, if you have these in your hand. So you want to search him, you want to go for the 4th. Hopefully you're interrupted, but you are going to end in Calamity if you start off with at least Crimson Resonator and any level 4 monster. So that's the reason why I won these 5, just because it's so optimal for me. Your deck profile, we're going to start off with this side, the Red Rising Dragon. You run 3, it's not once per turn, so it's pretty cool. But he is your bread and butter on the synchro section. He is so sexy and so fucking with it. He just puts in the work, and definitely 3 is worth it. 1 Ancient Pixie Dragon. Not much to say there. You could run any level 7s in my opinion. I just found this to be a really cool art. So there's that. Yeah, and then if your opponent fucking plays a spell card, a field spell, you pretty much get the effect. So that's also pretty cool. You never know what you're gonna run from certain opponents, and Pixie Dragon just looks really good. Black Rose Dragon, it's a little spicy tech. Blow up your opponent's field, same level, so pretty much you're not going to be able to go for this if you summon, if you're restricted to darks, but it is pretty spicy in the long run, or in the longer game. Your opponent doesn't expect their Black Rose to pop and nuke their entire field, so that'll be pretty spicy in there. Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, we run the Chaos Ruler, one of the best dragons in this deck, in my opinion. Void Ogre Dragon, double Hot Red Dragon Abyss, double Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Bane, 1 Red Nova Dragon, 1 Red Supernova Dragon, and then 1 Calamity. So that's it for my extra deck profile. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am going to be posting up some little test hands tomorrow, that way you guys can kind of get an idea of how this deck looks, how it feels. I think it's a really fun deck. I just like the idea that you're going to use like so that it has some good support, in my opinion. For it to have decent support at this time of age, I know everybody is like really into all Yugi support, Dark Magician support, I should say, Blue Eye support, and stuff like that, and that's like, oh, that's nostalgia. But 5Ds is fucking awesome as well, and for them to have this amount of support for Red Dragon Archfiend is really awesome, in my opinion. And just to be able to play these cards is just so cool, and I really like that. I really like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh content.